You've always been there on your own. You've always loved to be alone. So take what you need and move along. And pretty little gypsy, you're on fire. I'm sorry that you missed me. I could have taken you higher.
What's up, guys? Welcome into the Poker Room and the Cavemen Media Podcast. Joined here by my little brother Connor Gray, joined by the man Jordan Leese. You two have had quite the last 24 hours. We'll get into all that. We're going to talk hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs, Cincinnati Reds, plenty of other stuff that we're going to go over tonight and today with you. Looking forward to it. Follow the show at Cavemen Media. You can listen. Spotify, Apple. We're on everywhere that you can be heard. We're there. Get right into it, guys. You guys had quite the last 24 hours. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, so me and Jordan actually filmed a little bit on the way back from that last night on our 2-hour journey back. So we're going to play that right now for you guys.
What is going on, everybody? It is Connor here. It is April 23rd, 2019. It is 9:53 p.m. And I'm here with my good friend Jordan.
How's it going?
We are currently on the highway, specifically 70, headed west.
East,
sorry. We were headed west on the way. East. We were headed east. We are headed back from Indianapolis, Indiana.
And
we had the chance, an opportunity to do something pretty awesome tonight, if I say so myself.
I think we can say more than awesome. I mean, that was just like spectacular. It made my whole week.
It was incredible. It's only Tuesday, and that is the best thing.
I'm usually the worst fan of Tuesday. I think it's the worst day of the week. But let me tell you, this Tuesday will go down in history for me. So
we'll start from the beginning, all right? I wake up this morning, just got back from vacation yesterday, had the day off work. Going to work today, normal day. I take my lunch break. I got Chick-fil-A, spicy chicken sandwich and some fries.
Nice.
Headed back from my lunch break, I get a DM from my good friend Jordan.
Let's go.
It is a tweet from Pat McAfee saying that they need 10 to 15 people to fill in as a crowd with quotation marks, or excuse me, an audience with quotation marks. And so, obviously me and Jordan had to send in a tweet to try and get our name out there and try and get picked.
Yeah. I'm a little bit salty because I sent mine in before yours.
Jordan was the very first person to reply.
Yeah.
Only because you have Pat's notifications on.
Oh, no doubt. Tweets. I mean, it's my favorite podcast out there. I mean, I got to keep updated with the show.
I feel it.
I mean, besides Cavemen Media, at Cavemen Media on Twitter and Instagram.
So Jordan, first one to reply back.
Yeah.
He sends me the DM. I wouldn't even have saw the tweet if he didn't send me the DM.
Yeah.
And I'm headed back from my lunch break. I park in the parking lot. I'm like, I gotta come up with something. So I find the GIF of the Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games.
She says, "Whew. I volunteer as tribute." I said, "Yeah, that's the fucking one."
That's it.
So I send that tweet. I finish out my lunch break, chilling in my car. I go back into work, sit down on my desk, check some email, blah blah. About 20 minutes in, I get a Twitter notification. I'm like, here we go. So I look at it. DM from Nick Moraldo.
Woo!
Can you be at the office by 7:30?
Ho.
You bet your fucking ass I'll be at the office by 7:30. Yeah. Had to move some things around, get off work early to make sure we made it down there. 2-hour drive from Dayton, Ohio, where we are located.
Whew.
Boot. Absolutely worth it in every way possible.
Yeah, when Connor sent me the notification that he got the message from Nick Moraldo, I was like, all right, my turn. And then it just never came.
By.
But
then another hour went by.
Connor being a good bro, he's like, man, I ain't going without you. I'm like, bro, let's go on the trip. Worst comes to worst, I'll sit in the parking lot and I'll record some content for our show, bashing my bookie. But luckily, the good folks at the Pat McAfee Studios, what we'll call it, because I ain't calling it the other thing. That's just disrespect on my part. They saw me out there. They loved my shirt. Well, some of them. Pat really didn't like the fact that I supported the pub.
You were wearing that shirt.
Yeah. Just to give you guys an image, I'm wearing a shirt that has the picture of Zito when he was driving the RV under that awning at WrestleMania 35, and it says right under it, allegedly. And the first thing I walk in, Pat sees my shirt and goes, That's not allegedly. That actually happened. I was like, yeah, but I gotta support the pub. And then I told him like how I crashed an RV when I was like 5-6 years old, and he was just like, oh my god, one and the same.
Yep. It said you guys are in the same group there.
Right.
So we rode up. I got off work early. We drove down. We got here about an hour and 30 minutes before it even started.
Let's say 2 hours.
They said be there at 7:30. We left at 4. We got there about 6:15.
Whew. It's pretty early.
We sat in the parking lot, and I saw a couple people start to walk up to the office. So I was like, you know what, should we go in? And Jordan was like, DM Nick and see if he wants us to go in. I was like, nah, man, they're walking in. Let's just walk in.
Yeah. But as soon as we figured out, they were walking right back out.
Yeah, they walked right back out. So I was like, you know what, we should probably DM Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we're here. You want us to just come in? He said, no, just hang tight. A couple of the guys went to the bar behind the office.
Right.
So we'll let you in about 7:30.
It was really tempting to not go to that bar for me.
Yeah.
Like
we didn't want to be those guys.
Yeah, I didn't want to be that guy that like just like, hey, I'm a big fan. Besides the Cavemen Media, of course, but like I just want to like play it cool, maybe pass out a couple of our business cards and see what goes on.
Yeah. So we noticed a crowd start to build up outside the door. So we were like, yeah, fuck it. Let's just walk up there, start talking to some people.
Right.
So we walk up there. We're hanging out for like probably 10 minutes.
Not even 10 minutes.
Yeah, not even 10 minutes. Nick comes out and lets a few people in. And there's about probably 8 of us now. No, probably about 10, 12 of us sitting there talking.
We met some great people around here. We're like, oh, where are you from? Like, oh, we're from 20 minutes out of town. Where are you from? Oh, Dayton, Ohio. Like, oh, you guys are big fans then.
Yeah, so we're waiting, and then the man, the myth, the legend, Pat McAfee walks out.
Oh, man.
Start shaking hands.
Dude, I was trying so hard to just not let my jaw drop when I saw him come out, but I was like, oh, man, like, I got to keep it together.
Yeah, that was incredible. I was starstruck there for the first, 15 seconds. I was like, holy shit.
Give me, 20.
Yeah.
Like, just listening to this guy for the past, couple of years on his podcast and then finally, get to meet him, it was a dream come true for me.
Yeah, that was awesome. So we go in. We had to, sign a waiver, all that good stuff.
I didn't get the point of that waiver. Like, what? When we were, signing the waiver, I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to get in the ring tonight.
Yeah, whenever they do something with the public, they have to have waivers. Saying they need to be – they're allowed to be on camera and shit like that.
All right.
So we walk in, and they're the studio is just wide open, basically. And they had a decent-sized ring. I don't want to say full-size because I doubt it.
Yeah.
But a decent-sized ring set up. They had 3 cameras set up. And we were basically acting as the crowd of a wrestling show that Pat and Ty were announcing. And the wrestling was honestly some decent amateur wrestling.
Honestly, as the big wrestling fan I am, I loved every bit of the show they put on. Like I'm a big OCW fan.
Oh yeah, OC Dub.
OC Dub. OC Dub. That was so fun.
Yeah, so it was basically like fucking TV where they hold up the cue cards and you laugh or whatever. They had Nick holding up cards to do the applause or boo or
poor Nick
or whatever. Yeah.
Honestly, going into that, when I saw him wearing the security shirt, I was like, that's what he gets for getting the gang in trouble on Twitter.
Yep.
Whole reason why this all started.
So they did 3 matches.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to say anything to spoil it.
We won't say who did what or who was there or what
because we respect our fellow partners in Indiana.
Content.
Hopefully, future partners, maybe.
Allegedly.
Probably not, but it was nice to get to check them out and see how they operate.
It was cool. It was one thing to meet them,
but
it was awesome to be able to meet them at their studio where they work out of. And if you want to call that work, dude, doing that for a living.
The cool thing is, we get mostly talk to them for the most of the night, and honestly, I was just trying to keep it together. Especially when Boston Connor came up, I was like, dude, Boston Connor.
Yeah, he
Zito.
Surprisingly enough, dude, we got to talk to Pat most of the fucking time.
Right. I was honestly going through we're going to talk to maybe Todd, maybe Zito. And Zito did see my shirt when I walked in. He's like, hey guys. And I turned around and he went, oh my God. I was like, I gotta support the pub now.
Yeah. During the last one, I stood right next to Pat the entire time. It was incredible.
That was amazing. But was a great experience to get in there, and we got to see the whole gang. Really, we saw Ty, Todd, Zito, Nick. Who am I forgetting? Diggs. Can't forget Diggs. Boston Connor, Pat, Gorms. I was surprised Gorm was there. I was like, isn't it past his bedtime?
Yeah, and I tried to bet Jordan $50 that he would be there.
I was like, he's probably gonna be there some type of way, but
Of course
I really didn't think he would.
It's OC Dub. What do you mean?
That's true. OC Dub. OC Dub. Oh, we're not doing that? But honestly, amazing show. I wish I could talk about it, but out of respect for them, I'm not going to say anything about the show. The first match, they gave me a sign and it said, "I heart natural light." And I just cracked up laughing. I honestly thought of our good friend Colton.
The best part was they were just tossing beers. Diggs was just throwing beers to everybody who wanted one.
The last beer they threw to me, like, I don't know if it was Diggs or Phil Maines that threw the beer, but literally, like, it was on target for one of, like, the female people in the crowd, which happened to be one of the wrestlers' moms that I found out later on. And I literally just, out of instinct, I literally just put my hand up and caught it. And this guy behind me, I guess it turns out he was a divorce attorney.
Yeah.
He was like, "Dude, nice snag." And I was like, "Dude, did I just take that beer away from you?" He goes, "Oh, no, that's all you, dude. You earned it." I was like, "Hell yeah."
Nice.
But he even offered Pat, like, divorce, like, quotes, like, "I'll get you a good rate." And Pat's like, "Let me get your number in the back."
Yeah, well, I'll take your contact information just in case.
I don't think he'll need it. Like, I saw his fiance was there too.
Excuse me.
And she was trying to get everyone on board for another dog, and then you had one guy in the crowd like, "Hey, you signed a contract."
She wanted what, a Yorkie or a Jorkie or whatever the hell it's called?
I'll leave it off at this. Like, I mean, I get it. You don't need that many animals, but Pat, man, happy wife, happy life.
Is this the border already?
This is the border?
Is it?
No, man, we got a few ways to go.
Oh, that looked like the arc right there.
No, like we got a bit.
Fuck.
Dude,
we're not gonna get home till probably midnight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. Like, I can already see myself at work tomorrow just be like, "Oh, I'm so tired," but it was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely worth it in every way possible.
The whole, like, day, like, just, it came out of nowhere, and it turned out to be a great day.
Yeah, very last minute. Mm-hmm. But I'm very thankful for it.
We all made it work. We got here, and I think we were rewarded very well for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then on the way out, like, I even saw Boston Connor clean up. It's like, "Hey, man, can I help you?" It's like, "Oh, no, thanks, man, but I like that energy you had out there, man." Like, everyone, like, that I talked to, like, knew, like, they didn't know who I was, but, like, they knew, like, by seeing me, and they loved me.
Yeah.
So I definitely, like, kind of took advantage of that. I didn't personally give them our business cards, but I kind of left them around.
Kind of tossed them around.
Tossed them around a bit. Maybe, like,
strategically placed throughout the office.
Strategically. Maybe, like, I mean, the hope is, like, not to take anything away from them, but...
Hey, they either see it and they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Throw it away.
That's what's probably going to happen.
Or they're like, "Hey, let's check it out. Let's check it out."
I also gave it to a few people in there, too.
Yeah. I heard the one guy say, "What is this?" what are you giving me right now?
I was like, "It's a podcast from Dayton. It's new. You should check it out. You'll love it." He's like, "Oh, thanks, man." Everyone was so nice there. We brought the energy for these matches. I wish I can comment on all of them because there was a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah,
but I think we could talk about the last one because I think that one's going on first.
That one will be live, they said, tomorrow.
Yeah,
April 24th.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that then.
Well, let's fucking talk about it.
Dude, freaking...
The devil.
They had a character... The devil. They had him come out. It was a casket match, too.
It was a casket match.
And they had this one guy come out. Know really much about him, but you can tell he was definitely the face in all this. That his name was Dylan. That's all I got.
Yeah, Dylan. We yelled Dylan quite a bit.
Dylan was basically fighting for us.
Yeah. Because Dylan was the good guy.
Yeah.
Dylan was the good guy.
The devil was trying to take us all to hell, including Dylan.
Devil was trying to take us down to Georgia.
Georgia? That's a good song, by the way.
Georgia.
And,
no, but it was if the devil won, everybody in the crowd had to go to hell.
And
that was the deal.
I immediately...
That's what we signed the waiver for.
I immediately shouted. I was like, "I didn't sign up for this." And Pat's like, "Dude, calm down. You're not going to hell." I was like, "You heard that shit?" But, you know, they get into a good match. They're wrestling a bit. And all of a sudden, like, the Easter Bunny came out?
The Easter Bunny came out. And we're like, all right, here's the Easter Bunny. Hopping on out. Gets in the ring. We're like, he's going to help out the good guy, obviously. Nope.
Help out good Dylan.
Nope.
punch
starts
Dylan.
beating up Dylan.
Yeah, man.
Starts whooping on Dylan.
I was trying so hard not to yell it, but I was like, I hate Easter now.
When I tell people that I saw the Easter Bunny and the devil working together to beat up our good friend Dylan,
yeah,
they are not going to believe it.
But hey. It didn't last long.
It did not last long.
Because
you know
we
why?
had our hero.
Hey, who was it?
I think it was...
Who was
obviously, it was a hero of mine.
It was Jesus.
Jesus?
Also known as Jesus.
Our Lord and Savior.
Jesus came out to the rescue. Mm-hmm. He used his powers to lift our good friend Dylan back up.
Let's go.
He was invincible at that point. Took out the Easter Bunny and the devil.
Let's go.
Put the devil in the casket with the sweet chin music. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Incredible. Also, at one point, he climbed on the top turnbuckle.
Oh.
He didn't stop there, though. He got on a crane. What do you call that thing? A crane? The orange, like, forklift looking thing. Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Basically.
He gets on that. And Gator, starts raising him on up. Keeps going up. Keeps going up.
When he started raising it up, I was like, I got to get my phone out for this one. I'm sorry.
What do you know it? He runs off of that thing. And I don't know what you call the move, but he took him out. He took out the Easter Bunny and the devil with one little jump.
Mm-hmm. Took him out, threw the devil into the casket, won the match, and he is your official natural light champion of OCW.
All right.
And I got to talk to him for a bit after the match, and I should have slipped him a business card, but you can tell he was tired and exhausted. So I was like, I'll let him go. But I told him he had a good match, and he said, thanks, man, appreciate it. And I even got to touch the belt a bit, so it was a good day.
Yeah, there you go. I heard from somebody in the crowd that he had been wrestling since he was 12 years old.
12, man. Dude, I wish.
12 years old.
Honestly, that would have been a good dream of mine, but I'm just too small and too fragile.
Yep, and you like beer a lot.
Yeah. That doesn't help the cause, but it tastes good.
It does taste good.
It does taste wonderful.
I think the best part for me was them just chucking out beers.
I think the best highlight of my night was we were standing up there and you're standing next to Pat, and I see you go, hey, Pat, can I get a selfie? He's like, yeah. And he takes the selfie. He's like, hold up, leave the phone on. And then he just checks out his hair.
Let me check my hair. I took a picture while I was doing that, and he looked at me and said, you going to keep that?
Like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, man.
And then I look over, and I'm like, I got to get a selfie. I just got to get some guts here and ask Pat for a selfie. Finally, Pat was kind of stopped talking. He was just kind of sitting there. I was like, hey, Pat, can I grab a quick selfie? He goes, yeah, sure, man. I go over, and I take a selfie with him, and he taps me on the shoulder and goes, hey, man, you look good in that photo.
You did look good in that photo.
Oh, thanks, man. That made my night, to be honest. That was the highlight of my night. That's a photo I'll never forget.
Absolutely. That's gonna be your Twitter picture for
It's going on Twitter. I don't think it'll be my Twitter picture, though.
You don't think so?
I think that just saved in the archives.
Yeah.
I look back, I was like, hey, man, I actually met this guy, and he's a pretty cool guy. But, we went there and obviously had a good time. Indy's a great town. I wish we could have stayed a little bit longer, but unfortunately it is Tuesday, and we came all the way from Dayton, so we got to get back home.
Gotta get back. Gotta go to work in the morning.
But, hey, man, we got an incredible weekend set up for us, even coming back to Indy for Todd McComas' show.
Yeah, we will be back in Indianapolis on Saturday night. The show doesn't start till 10 p.m., so we're going to be here even later. Yeah. Just think about it. It's 10:10 right now, so the show would have just started on Saturday.
I wouldn't even be mad about it because I ain't driving.
I am also not driving. Shout out to Kyle.
We got DD. It's all good.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. You can catch our show. We're going to record tomorrow. Should be out Thursday or Friday. Not sure when we're going to release this week. Endgame.
Endgame.
This Friday. Thursday night for us, actually.
Comes out Friday, Thursday for us. I've been so excited for Endgame for weeks.
We're going to talk about that tomorrow on the show, so we'll save it for that.
Your brother's not going to like how long I talk about that.
Oh, yeah. It'll be all right.
Before we stop talking about that, I read someone's they saw the movie already, and they didn't put out spoilers, but they said Endgame is everything you want it to be and then more, and that just got me so excited.
Incredible.
If I'm gonna sit there and watch a 3-hour movie, it better be the best movie of not of all time, but at least the year, at least a decade.
The year, and it's early in the year.
They worked on this for a decade. Let's go out with a bang.
They worked on it for a decade.
I mean, they started.
They were working. They were on the movie or the universe. All the movies.
The universe, the MCU, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I believe that. I thought you said they were working on Endgame for a decade.
I mean, they started bringing it up after the first Avengers, so.
Yeah.
Someone even tweeted out "This is the week Thanos gonna get some."
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I hope so. Don't spoil it, but I hope so.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. You can follow me on Twitter at RealConnorGray.
And you can always follow me at Twitter and Instagram at Jordan Lees.
We'll catch you guys this weekend.
Have a good one.
All right, so that was your guys' little. That was just like your first initial reactions from hanging out with freaking Pat McAfee, like I said. So
we brought the gear just in case, we could get a potential interview with one of them. Didn't happen.
So maybe in the future though, you guys have some kind of connections. I mean,
we'll see them again. What, Saturday? Going down to
and then June 22nd, we're gonna see them too.
Yeah, see them in Cincinnati.
So yeah, definitely was just crazy experience.
I asked him when I was there. He said how they're gonna have a special guest at for their show. I asked him, and he said it's gonna be a different guest at every show.
I figured cool. For each town. So awesome. I wonder who it's going to be in Cincinnati. That'll be interesting to see.
I think I might have a good idea who'd be.
You want to make a guess or what?
I don't want to say it because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I'll tell you on the side after the show.
How's that? Yeah. So yeah, obviously crazy experience for you guys. I still can't believe it.
It was awesome.
Super jealous. Couldn't get off work. Had some stuff going on at work.
I was like, Cody's gonna be so upset.
Yeah,
asked the wife. I was not thrilled, but work is work. You got to do what you got to do.
Right on.
Let's move. We do want to announce one thing. Little announcement coming on Sunday. We're gonna get this out. We're gonna film a draft show, kind of like a recap of the NFL draft. We're not gonna give you our predictions just yet. You'll hear us on Sunday though. We'll just go over what the Browns did, what the Bengals did, and then just that first round of all the big names going. Where's Haskins going? Where's Kyler going? Mm-hmm. We're going to go over all of that stuff with you guys and give you our reactions and our thoughts on what our teams did and what teams around the NFL did. I look forward to seeing that and talking with them. So NFL draft, yes, we're going to have our episode out on Sunday, recapping all of the draft news. Can't wait to do that. But in other NFL news, the NFL schedule did come out here recently within the last week.
I'm pissed about the schedule.
Why are you mad about the Bengals schedule?
Not just the Bengals schedule.
Not just the Bengals schedule.
The Browns schedule.
Why are you mad about the Browns schedule?
Because both the Bengals-Browns games are in December. And that is bullshit.
I agree with you.
Because that means I have to go sit out there for 4 quarters and freeze my ass off.
I think it just depends. Like if the Browns are doing well, if the Bengals are doing well, it's going to be great. It doesn't matter how cold it is, but at the same time, if the Bengals aren't doing well, or if the Browns aren't doing well, it'll be tough, definitely, to sit in the cold.
It'll be real tough.
Also,
the New England game that I wanted to go to is also going to be cold.
Right, like almost every one of the games I want to go to, it's going to be like late November, December.
Yeah,
so
you guys got
a little bit upset about that.
We only have New England week 15. Yeah, it's going to be cold.
Yeah, I'm
playing the Browns, week 16?
You've got 17. The Browns, 14 and 17.
Yeah.
So 14 in Cleveland, 17 in Cincinnati.
Another thing I don't like about
Cincinnati, let's go.
Another thing I don't like about our schedules, we only got like one primetime game. It's not even at home, and we have to play Pittsburgh on Monday night.
So it's at Pittsburgh on Monday night is your one primetime game.
It's like, come on, guys.
The Browns, if you haven't heard, have 3 primetime games, or 4 primetime games with the potential to add a 5th or a 6th, depending how the season goes, to be flexed into a Sunday night game. So that's crazy. The Browns over the last 10 years combined have had 3 Sunday, Monday night games over 10 years.
Yeah, because they're garbage.
This year, they have 3 within the first 5 weeks.
You think if they're bad, they're what you said within the first 5 weeks?
5 weeks. They open against the Titans, a 1:00 game at home. The next week, we're on Monday Night Football at the Jets. The next week, Sunday Night Football against the Rams. And then 2 weeks later, again on Monday night with the Niners. And then later on in the season, we've got the Steelers on Thursday night, which you can't flex Thursday night games, so that's a guarantee. So guarantee 4 games are going to be prime time with the potential to flex. Potential games such as the Steelers could be flexed, the Ravens could be flexed, and there's also the Patriots and the Broncos that could be flexed. So the Browns, 4 guaranteed primetime games.
That's ridiculous.
Crazy. I mean, and then you got the 8 o'clock games, the primetime games. You also have 4 4:00 games.
Do they have any 1 o'clock games besides the opener?
So 8. It's 8 and 8 kind of. It's 8 1 o'clocks and then 8 later games.
If we're not playing a Monday night game, all of our games are at like 1 o'clock. Besides like 2 more.
The Bengals, man, you guys got it tough, man.
I mean, it's not really tough. I mean, we got tough opponents, but
you open at Seattle.
That's gonna be a little rough.
That's tough, man. That's tough for anybody to open in that stadium with that crowd.
besides the opener, I mean, I kind of like the way our schedule's laid out. You know, you got like it works for a young team. Like you get sometimes you'll play like easy teams, and you'll play the hard teams, and you'll go back down. It's like all spread out.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Niners week 2 and the Bills week 3. The Niners, nobody knows what the Niners are going to be.
Right.
I mean, with Garoppolo and the additions that they've had, nobody truly knows what they got a lot of talent, but nobody truly knows what the Niners are going to do. And then the Bills, I don't see them doing that great. So you never know. I mean, you guys could open 2-1 going into that Pittsburgh Monday night game. You never know. The Browns, though, open against the Titans. A lot of Browns fans are saying it's a lock, and I like to feel that that's a game that we definitely should win, but I'm not going to discount the Tennessee Titans. I mean, they were a playoff team that last year. You can't discount that. And then we go to the Jets on Monday night. I feel confident it's the Jets. We beat them last year. First win in 2 seasons against the Jets. It's a Monday night game. It's back at MetLife in New York. Odell's going to be pumped up. Baker's going to be pumped up. Jarvis is going to be pumped up for that night game, Monday Night Football.
Do they play the Giants at all?
We don't play the Giants.
That's a mishap.
Yeah, so we don't play the Giants, and then we come home against the Rams. So that Rams game, obviously, that's a tough game. That's one of the few. That's one of the few that you feel like you could lose that one. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if we're 2-0, and we're returning home on Sunday Night Football, that's going to be a crazy environment for a Sunday night game. Right. One of the first primetime games on a Sunday or Monday night in Cleveland in a very long time. That'd be absolutely insane to be 2-0 going into that game, and I look forward to being there.
Let me ask you a quick question here, Mr. Brown season ticket holder. Are you gonna go to all these games?
Absolutely, I'm gonna go to every single home game. Obviously, if they fall apart at the end of the season, which I don't see this at all, especially with the second half of our season, the way it sets up, it sets up perfect to go into the playoffs hot. But I mean, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to every game. I've got my time off work put in. I'm going to every game. And then obviously I'm going to go to the Bengals game in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about talking to my buddy Matt. We're talking about going to the Steelers game in Pittsburgh. So I've never been to Heinz Field, so I think that'll definitely be a good one.
I went there one time, and as much as I hate Pittsburgh, they have a pretty good, nice town, nice stadium. It'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, I can't. I can't wait.
So are you going to stay in Cleveland, or are you going to drive home after all the
So the
late
1 o'clock games, I'll obviously drive home. But the Sunday night game, the Thursday night game, I'll probably get a hotel, stay there. But all the rest of the home games are 1 o'clock. So it's really only 2 of the 6 games that I'm going to where I'll have to get a hotel. All the rest of them are 1 o'clock games.
Now are you going to go to the preseason games too?
So I'm going to go to the first. I was actually just talking to my wife about this. We're going to go to the first preseason game in Cleveland, and then I'll probably sell my ticket to the 4th preseason game that's in Cleveland, and we'll probably go to the 2nd preseason game, which is in Indy. I mean, that's half the drive.
I don't even know
but
our
you have
preseason schedule.
Buy more tickets.
Yeah, but I'm going to sell my tickets. Use that money to buy tickets.
Preseason tickets are like Reds tickets.
Yeah, preseason tickets are cheap. I mean, you can get good seats for $20-$30.
If you want front row and you want to pay $80, you can definitely work it.
So yeah, I look forward to the NFL season. A lot of good matchups. We've got tough games. We've got games against the Rams, the Seahawks, and then obviously the 2 against the Bengals and the Ravens. Those are tough games. And I mean, I'm not gonna discount your Bengals. I just don't know what they're gonna be.
Like I said, Sunday I will have a clear picture of what we're going to be.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody will know until...
Yeah, so once the full draft concludes, then you can kind of...
No, still we won't know. A brand new coach, brand new everything. It's gonna
but I mean, if you guys trade up for Haskins, we're going to know something. Like if
yeah, we still don't know if we're going to be good or not.
All right, let me transfer this. We're going to know a little bit more about the Bengals after the draft. We won't know what they will be, but we're going to know a little bit more, and I feel more confident making a prediction on the season.
Absolutely. Do you have a prediction right now of the Bengals schedule?
I'm 50-50 on it because I like the layout. We got the London game.
You have a really good draft. You really love every pick in the draft, especially picks the first three rounds. You really love them. Mm-hmm. Where do you see the Bengals ending up after 16 games?
9-7.
I can see them going like...
Give me the floor and give me the ceiling.
The floor is like 6'10", 5'11". I see 6'10" more, but I'm not discounting 5'11". The highest I see, the ceiling, 10-6.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think you guys can get hot. You've got talent. If Andy Dalton plays to his absolute ceiling, his potential, AJ Green stays healthy. Tyler Boyd does what he did last year. I think you guys can be a good team and go 9-7, like you said, Connor. But looking at your schedule, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, your schedule's tough. I see 5-11 and 6-10 with you guys.
That's understandable. I get it.
The Browns, though, I mean, oh man, I'm very, very optimistic. I'm obviously a homer, but I think we can go. I think 11-5 is what I'm gonna do as my prediction, but I could see us falling and going 10-6.
Yeah,
and then I can also see a 13-3 in there. Like
I could see the craziest thing happening 12-4.
Like I can see it. Like I mean, I see the games that we're gonna lose, like the Rams. That's a tough one. The Patriots. That's a tough one. The Seahawks. That's a tough one. Pittsburgh. It's hard to beat Pittsburgh twice. Like I can see us dropping those games, but I mean, other than that, I mean, we got the Bills, the Dolphins, the Bengals twice. No disrespect. The Titans, the Jets. Like I just see us. I mean, I'll say 10-6 is the floor, and that's the expectation. But I mean, the expectation honestly is to win the division, and anything other than that is a letdown.
I feel it. Especially with all the hype you guys got up there. You guys,
the hype is unreal. The hype is unreal.
And honestly, for like me being as a Bengals fan, I love that all the hype is on you guys and a little bit on Pittsburgh. Because no one's really coming to us, and that's when I feel like we do good. When the cameras aren't on us, we get the work and we surprise people.
You guys,
and that's why I'm optimistic.
We won 1 game in 2 years.
Yeah,
and last year we won 7, and then we got Odell Beckham Jr. Like the hype, the emotion when Browns fans is through the roof. It's unexplainable. The feelings that I have for next season, like it's just through the roof. Like the expectations for the team, from the fans, from the players, from the coaching staff, from the analysts across the NFL, it's just nuts. Like it's through the roof. The Browns, oh man, I just can't wait.
Oh, believe me, like half my family is Browns fans. They're thinking they're gonna win the Super Bowl. That's a little high optimistic.
I'm not gonna go Super Bowl this year.
I think you guys have the potential to be division champions and be in the playoffs. Forbidding something happens, like if drama occurs. I don't know why I keep seeing drama.
See, I'm not worried about the drama. I'm worried about injuries. Yeah, injury would be my biggest concern. And you can't think like that though.
Right.
As a player, as a fan, you can't just predict an injury. Right. So, if all things go well and everybody stays healthy and everybody meshes, I'm not worried about the drama. Right. But the division that's step 1. Mm-hmm. Step 1 is winning the divisions. Anything that happens after that is
if you can win. If you can win the AFC North, you guys can go far.
Yeah, I think you guys will probably win the division, depending on how good the Ravens and Steelers are this year. Mm-hmm. But I think if you do make the playoffs, you're a first round exit.
So you're saying wild card and lose, or are you saying division and lose?
Division and lose.
Division and lose.
I do have a bold prediction for our division, though. I think Ravens finish last.
No, I don't think so.
I would not. That's one thing that I would not argue with Jordan on.
Is that the Ravens finished last?
That the Ravens I could so see the Ravens finishing last place.
They lost key players on the defense, but didn't they just get a safety?
They picked up Earl Thomas, and then they picked up Mark Ingram from the Saints. So I mean, they made additions, but they lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
But my thing is the quarterback.
Exactly.
I don't think Lamar Jackson is gonna be as good as he was last year. I mean, people figure it out. The Chargers in the playoffs, they figured it out.
All he does is run the ball.
Once you have the film on him, especially in our division, when we play him twice, and then a lot of us, I don't know if you guys did, but the Browns played him last game. We got tape on him. We saw it. So I think teams are going to figure it out, especially after a couple weeks. We lost.
Yeah. How'd it end?
I'm saying for next year.
I'm just asking how it ended.
Has nothing to do with Mosley. Has nothing to do with the point that I'm making right now. We got the film on him. We've seen it, and I think NFL teams are going to be able to make the adjustments to shut him down, as the Chargers did after they played him twice.
Yes.
And another thing is, like, you can't be a quarterback and run in this league and be successful for a long time, unless you're a team that's wanting to win right now with a running quarterback. You can't plan a long-term future with a running quarterback because you never know how they're going to be in 2 years, in my opinion. Yeah. Lamar Jackson, he runs more than he throws, and that's why I see like it's going to be a downfall. But then again, I could be wrong, and the Ravens could repeat as division champs. You never know. You never know until kickoff week 1. That's where you find out who's stepping up and who's going back to the draft, really.
Absolutely, and we're still months away from the NFL season, and we're going to talk plenty more NFL, especially on Sunday once the draft fully concludes. We'll talk more schedule, we'll talk more predictions, and we'll talk about the final results of the draft. But let's talk about those who are actually playing right now. And they're not just playing regular season. They're playing hockey playoffs right now.
Yes, sir.
My team is out. My bracket is completely done. I had Tampa Bay and Vegas in the finals, and obviously they're both out in the first round. So my bracket's done. I'm just going to sit back, enjoy these playoffs. I'm going to root as hard as I can for the Blue Jackets. I'm on that bandwagon whether you like it or not. I'm on. I'm rooting.
He's got a form for you.
So I'll fill out your form. I'll send it in. I'll send it to Columbus. I'll send it to you, wherever you want it. I'm all in on the Blue Jackets.
So what you're telling me is
are a lot of people.
What you're telling me is we can go ahead and take down that Vegas jersey
until next year. Yeah, it's fine. You can take it down. I'm still gonna take the Knights as my team, but right now, I mean, obviously, I've been in Ohio my entire life. I'm born and raised here. I'm gonna root for the Blue Jackets. Like it's man, dude, a lot of the Browns fans are Blue Jackets fans.
Yeah.
So on Twitter, I follow all these Browns fans, and they're Blue Jackets. It's like the same hype for the Browns to the Blue Jackets right now, and it's awesome to see. It's like Kirk Herbstreit. Like, he was at both the home games, game 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And his post, like, of in the stadium, you were there too. You were there for game 3. Just in the arena was just nuts, man.
It's wild. It is wild. We got Boston, game 1.
Predictions on that one?
I think we win in game 1 because Boston is still pretty beat up. But we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking Jackets in 6.
Jackets in 6. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
You're right.
I look forward to watching the rest of the playoffs, whether it's the Jackets or whoever's still in it when it comes down to the finals.
Is this your first year actually watching like the Stanley Cup playoffs? Like,
no, I was all in. I was all in last year with the Knights being their first season and making it all the way through. Yeah. So I was all in last year, and I'm all in this year. I've been watching a lot of hockey with you guys, watching it with my buddy Nick and Matt, and it's intense,
awesome.
Man.
It's awesome.
It's unlike
that game the other night, game 7, the Sharks in Vegas. That game was
unbelievable game.
A lot of controversy though in that game.
Yeah,
a lot of controversy with that.
It was a call.
You agree with the call?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's bleeding all over the place.
The Vegas guy was pissed.
You know what they say?
He came out after and said this is an effing joke.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know what they say? No blood, no foul. Well, he bled. So
there was blood. There was blood. So
there was definitely a foul.
It's hard to argue. I agree.
That's a tough call to make in game 7, third period, but
that's a lot of pressure on one ref to make that call.
They also let up 4 goals within 4 minutes.
I know. So and they were up 3-1.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Oh, they blew a
3-1 lead. Jordan knows about the 3-1 lead.
Those hurt, believe me.
Jordan knows what it's like to blow a 3-1 lead.
Especially when all your friends are diehard LeBron fans and they don't stop.
I officially know what it's like to be on both sides of the 3-1 lead, whether it's the Cavs or the Knights. So, hey, 3-1 lead, hey, if you got 3 wins, it's not over. So,
but hey, man, speaking of NBA playoffs, unbelievable matchup so far.
You mean NHL, or we can transition to NBA?
Oh, I thought we were transitioning.
Oh, no.
My bad.
Well, you said speaking NBA, so I was like, So yes, NBA has been a little lackadaisical for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Up until that freaking Damian Lillard, Dollar Dame. Dame is clutch as it gets, man. He has ice in his vein.
Are they still in round 1?
So
no, he ended the series last night.
Dame ended the series. Their game 5 is 3-1. So game 5 in Portland, and oh man, so much trash was talked between Dame and Russ. Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, they just talked so much trash to each other, and it was 115. Blazers had the ball, 10 seconds, running down the clock. Dame's guarded by Paul George. He's 37 feet out. So he's like 5, 6, 7 feet beyond the 3-point line. So Paul George is playing him. He's giving him some room, expecting him to make a move towards the basket. It's a tight game. You didn't have to have a 3. So Dame goes step back, sidestep, fadeaway 3 from 37 feet. and just freaking nails it, dude.
Yeah, actually, I saw that on Twitter.
You had to see the videos. It was everywhere.
Did you see him after the game? Like he was waving by?
As soon as he hits it, he turns around and waves by to Russ and Paul George and the Thunder. And my God, that dude is clutch, man. I believe it's just in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. He's 8 of 12 from 35 feet or beyond.
Wow.
8 of 12.
That's incredible.
The only people that you would trust to take a shot like that from that distance is Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. And now I think you got to include Dame in that category.
Right.
I mean, he is clutch. He's something special. Him and CJ McCollum. They're gonna play either Denver or San Antonio in the next round, and I could see them making it to the Western Conference Finals and taking on your Warriors or the Houston Rockets, which I think it's gonna be Houston Rockets.
I mean, everyone's hitting up my DMs and like, oh, DeMarcus Cousins hurt. The Warriors aren't really gonna be going anywhere. I'm like, does everybody forget that the Warriors are an all-star team?
No, the Boogie Cousins thing doesn't bother me any. I'm not worried. I don't discount what the Warriors are going to do with or without him.
Right.
But at the same time, I think it's time. I think the Warriors. I think this is it. Like I said, I think. I don't know, but I have a feeling that this is it for the Warriors. I think that the Rockets are going to knock them off. It's going to take 7 games.
Definitely.
Or 6 games. But I think this is it for the Warriors.
With the way they played against the Clippers, when I was saying like they're not going to lose the game in the playoffs, glad I didn't put money on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
They blew a 31-point lead to the Clippers, and was it game 2?
I think it was game 2, yeah.
I think Rockets, Blazers, for the Western Conference, for the Eastern Conference, I don't know, man. It's tough. Mm-hmm. I think it's the Bucks and the Celtics that end up making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Man, he's still got drama in the East too with the Nets and the 76ers.
Yeah. They're I don't know, man. What Eastern Conference is, it's a toss-up.
It really is.
You got Boston, you got Philly, you've got Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee they're young and good. I think the experience though with the Celtics and Kyrie Irving and Brad Stevens is going to push them to make it to the finals over the Bucks. I just think Antetokounmpo. That's it. They got a lot of good role players, but if you shut down Antetokounmpo, I think the Celtics can make it.
Hey, Giannis, he's a great player, best player in the East, but this is Kyrie's conference.
Does he win the MVP, Giannis, or do you have Harden?
Definitely Giannis, because Harden won it last year.
You think so? Mm-hmm. I think it's definitely one of the closer MVP races between Giannis Antetokounmpo and James Harden. I look forward to seeing who wins that one.
I think it'll be Giannis just because like James Harden had one last year, and every time I turn on SportsCenter, it's always a Giannis highlight. I haven't really heard
Harden averaged like 36 points a game.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
But at this point, we expect it from James Harden.
That's the thing, though. You can't. Then you discount the fact that Russell Westbrook has averaged a triple-double. Like, nobody talks about that. He averaged a triple-double this year. 3 years in a row, he averaged a triple-double.
And that's the thing. It's the 3rd year in a row, and that's impressive.
And nobody's talking about it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like we've seen it.
It's what's next. I get it. And Giannis is next. I get it. But I think Harden, man, he is good.
I mean, he'll definitely have his moment somehow.
So we're making our way through the sports world. We talked NFL. We talked NHL, NBA. We're going to talk about the Reds. It has been a roller coaster with the Cincinnati Reds this year, from starting the season, winning that opening day game, losing 8 in a row, winning 4 in a row, losing 6 in a row, and winning a few in a row again. It's just been a absolute roller coaster with the Cincinnati Reds. I think things are finally starting to click. That game that they played the other night against the Braves, they won 7-6. I thought that with the bats finally started going. Puig hit a 2-run home run. Tuck hit a single home run, solo homer, and I just think finally the Reds are starting to click with the bats. The pitching's been fine all year. You can't complain about the pitching. There's been a blow here or there that they've took, but I think finally things are starting to click. They're a few games below 500. I think when we look at the Cincinnati Reds, within this next month to 2 months, we're going to be over 500. We're going to be fighting for the division lead. And at the end of the season, I think it's going to come down to a wild card berth. We're going to be within 1 or 2 games of that wild card berth. I don't know if we're going to get it or not, I think the Brewers run away with the division. The Brewers are just
easily
fire, man. They're killing it. Christian Yelich is he's on another level. He is on another level. But I think the Reds can take a wild card spot for sure.
Did you happen to see Yasiel Puig's shirt yesterday?
Him taking on the entire Pittsburgh
I was
team.
like, that's a baller move, and I love it, honestly.
Yeah, that was
That's
awesome.
the thing with Puig, though, man. He does not care. I was watching that game the other day against the Braves, and he's literally batting in like the bottom. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 1-run game, and he's looking at the dugout, laughing, shaking his butt. He's got like 2 on base, first and second, 1 out, shaking his butt. And I think he ended up hitting a pop fly. No. He had a base hit and loaded the bases. Smile, shake his butt, base hit. Like, he just does not care. He's out there having fun. Absolutely. He has more fun than anybody out there. They're turning the entire right field stands into just like a Puig section. Like, if you go to a game and you sit in the right field, you got to make a Puig sign or something. It's really something special. And I think all things are going to start clicking for the Reds, and they're going to be a team to watch out for this summer.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Rough start. Hopefully we can turn it around and get above 500. That's the goal for me.
I think May's going to be a good month for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think things are absolutely going to start rolling for the Cincinnati Reds.
Definitely. Well, guys, another episode done. Headed into the weekend. Hopefully everyone enjoys it. You guys got anything planned?
Big plans this weekend. Lots of work.
Oh, man. We got a heck of a week set up, We're going to start off Friday night. Me and Connor here, we're going to go see the Avengers Endgame. And I've been hearing a lot about it, like just people that get to see it early. They said it's everything that you want it to be, and it lives up to its hype.
So I don't know much about it. I've heard a lot about it. You guys need to do like a quick review clip video, post it right outside the theater. As soon as you see it, as soon as you get done, outside the theater, post a video.
That's not a bad
like
idea.
A movie review,
quick movie review.
Like
not a pizza review like Dave Portnoy, but we'll do a movie review right outside. Jordan, instead of "What's up, Frankie," you can be "What's up, Connor?"
What's up, Connor? That's not bad.
Just saw
movie reviews.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Just saw Avengers Endgame.
We'll write that down.
So yeah, we'll. I mean, if you guys tell me like it's the best movie you've ever seen, maybe I'll watch.
It's 3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah,
and
we're
they've been working on
it at 9:30.
Dude, I barely get enough time to watch a 44-minute TV show.
Yeah.
With the kids and work and everything, and
you can't see it.
I don't know if I'm going to knock out a 3-hour
and
movie.
You can't see it unless you see Infinity Ward, which is actually on Netflix. If you ever want to see it, you have to at least watch Infinity Ward before you go see it.
Which is like 2.5 hours.
So if I watch the Infinity War movie, do I need to watch anything before that one?
You can if you want.
Do I have to though?
No,
you don't. Like
that's basically all.
Am I going to be absolutely lost? Because if I'm going to be lost, I'm not going to watch it.
You'll be a little bit confused just because like they build up to all of it. But if you can get through Infinity War, you'll know everything you need to know.
It's pretty simple. You got superheroes and a bad guy. Yep. You're rooting for the superheroes.
Mm-hmm. So it's like Spider-Man and the Hawk and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and all that stuff.
And all of those guys.
Then I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
I'm glad because like I was trying to explain this to my cousin who I guess is going to see Endgame. Never seen like a Marvel movie before in her life. She just got invited. And I was trying to like give her advice, like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna expect this character, that character." She goes, "Is Aquaman gonna be in it?" I was like, "Don't you go to the movie theater and say that out loud because you will get ridiculed."
At least you didn't say Batman.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm not into that stuff, but I know a lot of people are. Just like the, I can't even think of the name, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
also, I'm thinking about watching that this weekend because they're having their this episode is like the crazy long battle,
80-minute battle,
something like crazy. It took like 4 months to film.
I mean, no disrespect, because I know people are very passionate about that show.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with Endgame. Like people are. I mean, no disrespect. It's just not something that I got into, or I just missed it. Like I just missed out on getting into it, and
I was never into it when I was little. Like my older sister and brother, they tried to take me to like Iron Man and all that, and I was just never into it. They even tried to get me into the comics, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just throw this away. But it was like June of last year, like my cousin, he's like, well, let's watch Guardians of the Galaxy, and I watched, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. And I caught the ending of Infinity War and like the last like 45 minutes, and I was like, okay, I gotta watch all this. So
those two movies tie together?
They all tie together in a way. just if you're gonna go watch Endgame and you think it's something you want to watch, just watch Infinity War. And if you really want to, you can just watch like a clip on YouTube, like that just reviews it, like a 15-minute video.
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rule it out, but I'll look into it.
We'll see how it is.
Like everyone's online, they're saying it's everything it lives up to. But
I've not watched a good movie in a really long time, so
definitely. Or you can just wait for it to come out on DVD.
yeah, you never know.
There you go.
That's all we got for you guys today. I do want to give a quick shout out to a friend of mine, Brooke and Matt. Just had their baby this past week, so congrats to them on a beautiful baby, Callie, not Kaylee. I get that confused with your girl.
That's
Callie.
dangerous.
So I've got a Kaylee
Is it
and a
spelled like
Callie
hers?
in my life. It's spelled completely different.
Okay, there we go.
So yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to them. Congrats on the baby. That's it for us, guys. We're gonna be with you guys on Sunday. We're gonna post a video. We're gonna be talking everything draft about the Browns, Bengals, and that especially that first round, and see what happens. We're gonna break that down for you guys. Look forward to doing that. Look forward to you guys giving us some feedback about the show today. Hope you guys enjoy. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Watch the show on YouTube. Appreciate you following along with us. You can follow me at Sports.Ohio.
You follow me at Real Connor Gray.
And you can always follow me at Jordan Lease.
And follow the show, of course, at Cavemen Media on Instagram and Twitter. Enjoy, guys. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.